It's time for the Fred Jackson Show with running back Fred Jackson and co-host Bob Kuczynski. Brought to you by Dewville College, educating for life, and Gate Circle Wine and Liquor. Now from the WBBZ-TV studio at the Eastern Hills Mall, welcome Fred Jackson and co-host Bob Kuczynski.
And welcome to the Fred Jackson Show. Great crowd, full house. And of course, the star of the show, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Fred Jackson. Our special guest tonight, tight end Scott Chandler from the Buffalo Bills is with us tonight. And, of course, you can send your questions, tweet your questions to @WBBZ-TV. Brad Gelber standing by to take your questions on Twitter and Facebook. And I want to mention we also have Cleveland Hill here tonight. They're still undefeated, going to the semifinals of Section 6 playoffs. Let's hear it for Cleveland Hill. Okay, this is... Fred, as we tease, this is going to be this is a Halloween week, you know, one of my favorite times of year. And you see, we spared no expense, apparently.
I like it.
Fred, you went down to New Orleans. We talked about this last week. You knew it was going to be a loud crowd. For most of the first half, the team played extremely well. You were up 10-7. Let's talk first about, right off the bat, you guys dug yourselves in a hole, but the defense bailed you out. But the very first play from scrimmage, Thad Lewis goes down. He looks like, it was reminiscent of you last week. It looked like he could not return. Talk a little bit about what happened on that play.
Read option, and he kept the ball. And, to my surprise, he followed me right into the hole, which, isn't by design. And he took a pretty good shot. I was, right there to hear it. And, I heard the wind leave his body when he got hit. So, we're proud of him because, he took a big shot. He came back, battled with us, tried to compete and help us win a football game. But, that's what you like to see in a young quarterback, somebody that's willing to come out there and compete and try and help you win a football game.
The first half, you were able to run the ball. You had a good first half. And then just as in other weeks, the defense compensates. Talk about what the defense does and then what type of position that puts the offense in.
Yeah, anytime you're running the ball like that, you can expect to add that safety in the box, and that's what they did. You got to give them credit. They figured out the scheme that we were running, and they tried to take it away. And that's on us on offense. We have to be able to adjust to that. When they start doing that, we have to make them pay. We have to be able to throw some balls deep down the field and, take advantage of some of the speed that we have at receiver, and take advantage of guys like Scott, in one-on-one matches. And we didn't get that done yesterday. We have to give Thad time. Picking up blitzes and things like that, allow him to see down the field. And we didn't get that done, and, it showed on the scoreboard.
Stevie Johnson played most of the second half hobbled. I've never seen a receiver limp around the field and still get open during plays.
Yeah, and that's a credit to him. He's a guy that, even hurt, he has the ability to get open. So you like to see that out of a guy, a competitor that, even being hurt like he was out there still making plays for us, and I told him, today I appreciate it for him because, him and Thad, without them, things could have got really, bad for us. And, they did get ugly, but they still came out and competed with us and, they gave us an opportunity to win the football game.
In the second half, you appeared to score a touchdown. You knew you crossed the goal line. The offensive line knew you crossed the goal line. Unbelievably, the officials could not see you cross the goal line.
Yeah.
The TV cameras caught you emphatically saying it was a touchdown.
That's what
lip readers out there know you said something else. But
yeah.
My wife said, Fred said that? Yeah. I said, he said touchdown, dear. Yeah. And but Doug Marrone, I think following your behavior and the whole team figured he threw the flag. Yeah. You could see in the replay that you probably crossed the goal line, but I guess it just wasn't enough to change their mind.
And that was just it. That's exactly what the ref said to me. He said, you probably scored just then. but we don't have enough to overturn it. So emphatically, I believe, yes, it was a touchdown is what we'll say, what I said. This is a family show, and we want to keep it.
So obviously somebody else commented to you about that.
Oh, yeah. It's not the first time I heard that. But, it's one of those things. We lost that challenge, and, they gave me the ball again, and I didn't want to leave it in their hands to try and make another call. So, that's Coach Marone. He believed in us. We told him it was a touchdown, and he listened to us, and he challenged it.
You're 3-5. You're halfway through the season. Coach Marone, I saw his entire news conference today. I won't say he was giddy, but he was pumped up and even said to the media, I got to get you guys pumped up. Was he like that today at practice?
He was. It was the first thing, we can tell about him when he came into meetings. It's a guy that still has all the faith in the world in us, and guys are going to feed off of that. That's what we need. We're not in a great situation with our record, but, we're not out of it either. So guys have to believe that. And, when you have your head coach, approaching the games like that, that's a great tool for us to, learn from. So hopefully with this young team, we can all respond to that and, and try and win some football games and string this thing out a little bit longer. Well,
you have a chance to make some waves this Sunday. You got an undefeated team coming into Ralph Wilson Stadium this late in the season. That's unusual.
It is, and again, that's a challenge I'm looking forward to, to play against a great team like that, a team that's undefeated, in your own house, behind a sellout crowd is something that you want, and you relish those moments. So hopefully we can take advantage of it and, go out there and shock the world.
What are you going to be for Halloween?
I can't reveal that yet. It's a family thing we're doing, and the wife said don't tell anybody until we show up in the costume, so I got to listen to her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's not anything special like that.
Is it comic book themed?
It's not.
Oh,
it's movie themed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Can you bring a picture next week and show us?
I will.
Okay.
Yep, I'll bring one tomorrow. I'll tweet one tomorrow to you.
Will you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll use it on the show. Hey, we're going to take a break. Scott Chandler coming back next, right here on the Fred Jackson Show. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back. Fred Jackson Show. Our special guest tonight, tight end Scott Chandler, is with us in the house. Scott, I don't want to put pressure on you, but you were on the show last year, and you were undoubtedly the funniest guest we had last year. So
it was a good day. One of those days where you got things going for you.
Well, we'll see how that goes tonight. We talked about the game yesterday. Now, of course, I knew you were going to be the guest on the show, so I'm watching the game. You were involved in a lot of plays yesterday. You almost had a great touchdown catch. First, talk about that play, because Thad talked about it afterwards. You said if the defender has his back to you, throw the ball. Explain that.
Yeah, I think the guy guarding me was about 5'10", 5'11", so if I can get the ball up high, there's no way he can make a play with his back turned. And I don't know, there was quite a bit of contact, but I was still able to get one hand out there, and I'd like to think that's a play that I can make. That's a play that I would like to have made. And I had it about 3 different times. It was one of those where you hit the ground and the ball hits the ground, and you're just, oh, man, it was so close.
Did he have your other hand pinned?
He kind of had his hands into my body, so I couldn't really get my hand.
Right.
If it would have been here, I might have been able to get it up, but I couldn't really get it out over him in front. So,
yeah. One of the things that that's a lot of people are talking about is guys coming back from injury, and you tore your ACL, relatively late in the season last year, and you've been able to come back, but not a lot of people are saying that. Did you have to do anything, in particular to get back? Or was it one of those things where you just worked with the training staff all season?
Well, the first thing I did was I woke up every day and I said, what would Fred Jackson do? And I thought, that guy's a beast. So he would suck it up and he'd get out there and he'd, go to work and get ready. But seriously, I think when I hit the turf there in Miami last year, I knew that I'd done something serious, and they told me, we think you tore your ACL. And my first thought was, well, I better be ready for this season opener next year. And, throughout the off season, you get to work with the best in the physical therapy world, and then with our trainers once I got back here to Buffalo. And, there was no option for me. I was just going to be ready to go. And I think when you set your mind to do something like that, you can accomplish it.
Talk a little bit about, this is a brand new offense for the entire team. You got a new coaching staff, new offensive coordinator. You've gone through multiple quarterbacks. I mean, they've signed 9. So how tough has it been for you as a receiver to work with that many quarterbacks?
Yeah, you know, there is a learning curve there, and, you know, you have to build rapport with guys. And the hardest part is, you know, like having guys come in and not really knowing they don't really know what you can do. And, you know, they're the ones who get the ball every play, so they're the ones who get to facilitate who gets it. And then when you know, we've got guys like Fred and CJ back there who we want to get the ball to. You know, and a lot of times those are the guys we're checking down to. So, you know, they're thinking, well, these guys can make plays. I'll just get it to them. So you've got to show them that you have the ability to make plays, and, you know, yeah, it does take some time to build a rapport. Yeah,
I mean, to piggyback off what he just said, you know, the number one thing is, you know, making those guys comfortable. When they come in, like you said, you've got teammates here that have seen you play and you know what you can do. But you got to get those guys comfortable with you. You know, I know when Fitz was here, he was comfortable throwing the ball 8 feet in the air to Scott because he knew he had the range to come down with it. So as soon as you get those guys to get comfortable with Scott like that, you know, we'll see him making a lot more plays, you know, on top of the plays he's made for us so far.
You got put in a tough position a couple times yesterday, blocking a defensive end for pass protection. Not something that normally a tight end's left out there by himself to do.
Yeah, obviously I would have liked to have done a better job on those, you know, but you know, that's – sometimes we get put in bad positions, but we need to, you know, step up and make plays. You know, I think you see guys like Fred just lighting it up in pass protection, but, you know, it wasn't my finest hour.
I have to say, and I'm not just saying this because you're on the show, the holding call you got called on the touchdown pass did not look to me like there was much going on there.
Yeah, the guy did a pretty good acting job, honestly. I didn't. You know, usually when you get a holding call, you get to grab some cloth, and I didn't even get any good cloth grabbing in, so.
It wasn't worth it.
No, I didn't get my money's worth.
All right, Brad Galber standing by, and always got questions from the fans. What do we have, Brad?
Yeah, our first one is from Mr. CJ 1975, and it's for Scott. He wants to know, do you feel with both CJ and Fred banged up and all the young quarterbacks, you could be a bigger asset with the short yardage passing game?
Well, you know, I think that goes back to what we said before, that you've got to have, it's not just, you know, getting the play called and everything. It's, you know, going out there and executing it, and then having the quarterback able to trust you. And we do have guys like Fred and CJ, you know, and obviously CJ wasn't out there this week, but I know Fred's not 100%, but he sure looks pretty good to me. I mean, apart from the appearance, you know. But, no, I mean, he looks pretty good out on the field. You get that helmet to mask all his face and everything. And, but we've got some playmakers, and, you know, I think that, you know, whenever I get the opportunity, I just want to take advantage of it.
Okay, Brad, what's next?
Yeah, this one's from Zane Bancroft 4, and he wants to know, what are your expectations for the second half of the season? He sees you guys going 9-7.
9-7 is not a goal we want to reach. We want to be, you know, if our goal is to win the rest of these games. You know, we want to be, you know, 11-6 or 11-5. I can't count. Say
That's
whatever.
a D3 math.
Hey, anyway, 11-5. That's our goal. You know, that's what we want to do. And you know, we want to win football games. So we're going to approach this. You know, we got a great opportunity to be the team. Bob, are you still laughing at me?
Did you take math at Coe College, Fred?
No, I didn't.
No,
actually.
Apparently not.
Whatever.
11-5.
We want to win.
Correct.
Yeah, we want to win all the rest of our games.
Brad, you're next. Please, no math question.
Yeah, all right. This one's from Mike Williams, and he's kind of referring back to last week with Miami. He said, seems like the Miami-Buffalo rivalry has fizzled a little bit over the years. What do you guys, who do you consider the Bills' biggest rival?
I think, you know, any of the teams in our division, I think we'd really like to take it to the Patriots a couple times.
Yeah.
They've kind of ruled the division for the past 5-10 years. So.
Okay, I said this is a special Halloween edition of the Fred Jackson Show. Not just because of the pumpkin.
Yeah.
I'm a big Jib Jab guy. I don't know how many people at home know Jib Jab. But take a look. We've got a special Halloween horror show edition of the Fred Jackson Show. Take a peek.
Okay, so this one time there was this guy named Dr. Frankenstein. And he was all, I'm going to make a monster.
So he dug up a corpse, found a brain, and filled them both with enough electricity to power Cleveland.
It's alive! It's alive! And what do you know? The monster was a monster. He was all... And soon enough, the townspeople found out about the monster.
So they teamed up with the doctor to hunt him down.
To the old mill! And the monster's all like... and the townsfolk are all like... And then the monster's like, wait, you townspeople! I'm a horrible beast, it's true. But my actions are but a product of a society that would rather hold me at arm's length than embrace me. You call me a monster, but ask yourself, who's really the monster here? Burn it alive! Kill the monster!
Hot Shot Challenge next on the Fred Jackson Show, right after this.
Members of our studio audience receive a gift certificate and compete for prizes from Dave & Buster's. Watch the games, play the games at the Eastern Hills Mall. And poster art, Buffalo's only poster and t-shirt gift gallery, featuring the Fred X t-shirt, also at the Eastern Hills Mall.
And welcome back. It's time now for a Hot Shot Challenge. First, we have Coach Glenn Graham from the Cleveland Hill Eagles. Undefeated. You got a big semifinal game against Lackawanna coming up this weekend.
Absolutely. They're a tough football team. We played a little earlier. We were lucky enough to win, and we have to work really hard to see if we can get it done again this weekend.
Okay, good luck. Let's meet a couple of the players. First, we have Dion. Dion, what position do you play?
Wide receiver.
Wide receiver. Do you ever throw the ball?
No.
Well, we'll find out today how good you are. And Dan, what position do you play?
Receiver.
You're a receiver, too. You ever throw the ball?
No.
Okay, well, so Dan, you're playing with Fred, and Dion, you're playing with Scott. So Dion, you're up first, buddy. Pick any one of the receivers you want to throw at and give it a go. Oh, just missed. All right, Scott, you're up. You're up, yep.
All right, let's hope this one.
Well, 0 for 2. Dan, you can win it right here, Dan. You can win it right here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Fred Jackson can be the star of his own show. Oh, Dion, real quick, get another shot. Another shot. We're running out of time, but go on, Dion, take a shot before Fred blocks it. Oh, it went in. Dan, you get a last overtime shot here. Go on, Dan. Oh, they both made it. Okay, we've got a tie. We've got one more. Fred, Scott, you can break the tie. Go ahead, Scott, you can break the tie. Oh, Fred, you can win it outright. Oh, he just got it in. Ladies and gentlemen, Fred Jackson still unbeaten on your show. We're going to take a break. We'll be back to wrap things up on the Fred Jackson Show. If you'd like to be in our audience for the Fred Jackson Show, just go to WBBZ-TV, click on tickets. And Scott, thanks so much for being here. We have the lovely Lila with us. Lila, what are you going to be for Halloween?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Oh, that's great. Scott, good luck against the Chiefs.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. Thanks, Fred.
He's one of your biggest fans, Fred.
Biggest fans, yeah. He's my biggest critic.
Really? You think
Yeah.
so?
He tells me straight up all the time.
Yeah.
Favorite player?
Fred's by far my favorite player.
He wore a Fred T-shirt last year. I remember that.
To mock me.
To mock you. I don't. Fred, undefeated Kansas City Chiefs. We're out of time, so good luck against the Chiefs. Send us that Halloween picture. We'll see you next week.
Will do. Thank you.
Okay. Have yourselves a great night and much better tomorrow. Good night, everybody.